We'll go ahead and call tonight's regular city council meeting to order. And for tonight's invocation, we have Pastor Ken Manny of the Taylorville Christian Church. Pastor.
Let's bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessings upon this meeting tonight. We ask that you please give wisdom and guidance to these leaders. Help them make the right decisions that will be in accordance with your will. For this we give you praise and thanksgiving in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Larry Budd.
Here.
Sean Bertle.
Here.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Here.
Rob Heberling.
Here.
Bruce Jones. Rocky Moore.
Here.
Martin Voda.
Here.
Earl Walters.
Here. 7 aldermen present, 1 absent. First, we have a motion to utilize the omnibus vote for approval of the minutes of the previous meetings listed on tonight's agenda under title Omnibus Vote Designation. Alderman Dorchenez, second. Second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comment? Roll call, please.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heberling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Budd.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Minutes we'll be approving will be the minutes of the regular meeting held July 6, 2015, minutes of the Ordinance Committee meeting held July 15, 2015, and minutes of the Finance Committee meeting also held July 15, 2015. And motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Heberling.
Second.
Second Alderman Moore. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heberling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Budd.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, now I'd ask Mr. Joe Hauser to please stand and let us know what went on at the Planning Commission meeting.
Thank you, Your Honor, and Board of Aldermen. This evening, the Planning and Zoning Commission met for the purpose of considering amendments to sections 10-4-1, 10-4-3, and 10-5-2 of Title 10 of the Taylorville City Code regarding additions of special uses in the R1 and R2 residential districts and adding additional uses in the C1 district. It was very well accepted by the Planning and Zoning Commission, and a roll call vote showed that unanimous recommendation to the City Council for incorporating Mr. Patrick.
Any questions from the Alderman? I entertain a motion to accept the Planning Commission's recommendation.
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez, second Alderman Heberling. All right, roll call, please.
Rob Heberling.
City Attorney.
You're accepting recommendations and adopting this particular ordinance?
Correct. Correct. All right. Roll call, please.
Rob Heberling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Budd.
No.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Motion passes 6-1.
Mayor Brotherton.
Votes yes, 7-1. All right. Thank you very much.
Nothing else brought before the Planning Commission, so we adjourn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, next we have an ordinance making appropriations for expenditures of the city for the fiscal year commencing May 1st, 2015 and ending April 30th, 2016. Entertain a motion to approve that ordinance. So moved. Budd, second by Alderman Walters. Discussion or comments? Roll call, please.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Budd.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heberling.
Motion passes 7-0.
Mayor.
8-0. Mayor votes yes. Okay, next we have an ordinance amending sections 64-1 and 64-2 of the City Code. This will be changing the yield right-of-way street to a one-way stop on 2nd Street, easterly bound at the intersection with South Main Street.
Your Honor, to speak to the issue of the
Walters, second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or question? Okay, roll call, please.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Budd.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heberling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, we've got several other ordinances listed on the agenda that I'd like to hold and wait until we actually get to the ordinance committee and handle the majority of them there. I will go ahead to the motion to ratify accepting the low quote of $26,000 from Bullard Painting to reseal the roofs on the office shop and the tandem garage at the street department.
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Okay.
Second.
Alderman Walters, second Alderman Heberlin. Discussion or comment? Roll call, please.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heberlin.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. And next we have a motion to change the date of the Tuesday, September 8th City Council meeting to Wednesday, September 9th. Alderman Bertle, give a second.
Second, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, discussion or comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? That motion passes. Next we have a motion to increase the insurance coverage on the high school water tower.
I'll make that motion.
Alderman Dorchenez, give a second.
Second with a question.
Alderman Bud, Alderman Walters, go ahead with your question.
Do we need the amount to hear with the motion? How much are we increasing it to?
I think we're increasing to $4.5 million. Is that right, Pam? Or
No, going to $5 million.
$5 million? Okay.
At the request of Mr. Spiegel. And it's going to cost us about $1,900 more.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rocky Moore. Oh, sorry, Rob Heberlin.
Yes.
Sorry. Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Brings us to city attorney update.
Gentlemen, because you kept me so busy last Wednesday at the Ordinance Committee meeting, and kept me a little assignment, I really have nothing further to add this evening except to say that I've heard nothing back yet from Mr. Miracle, who you've seen. I copied you on a couple of emails asking for the final paperwork on the airport project, also including the EPA attorney and the hearing officer. Hopefully we'll hear something soon and get that wrapped up. Secondly, I also will report I've heard nothing back from the attorney for Verizon Tower as to the concerns that I put forth in an email that at the direction of the mayor with the request of the Dave Spiegel. So with that, as soon as I find out something, I'll get something out to you. Other than that, I just have another stuff to do today. So I'll shut up for now.
Any questions, comments for the city attorney?
Just for now, I want to talk about some of these other things again.
All right, we'll move on to mayor updates. I've just got a couple different things here. First of all, I was saddened to learn of Mayor Mike McElroy's passing. I had the privilege of knowing Mayor McElroy for several years. And, in fact, I was actually scheduled to meet with him this Saturday down in Mascoutah, Illinois. We're going to have an IML Board of Directors meeting this Saturday, and Mike was supposed to be there for that. I do remember Mike, he always mentioned it, you could tell he really loved Decatur, and he worked hard for his residents, so I'm certain he will be missed by him. He was a very good guy. Speaking of IML conference, or the IML, the conference this year in Chicago is scheduled for September 17th through the 19th. And I just ask any alderman interested in attending to please give us an MP about it as soon as possible, so you can go ahead and make the required reservations for that. If you haven't been there, I urge you to go at least once. You always seem to pick up something very good, or at least, if nothing else, you leave there feeling that we're not the only town that doesn't have things together. It's across the state that way, and you can share the misery anyway. The only other thing I've got, I want to congratulate our Human Resource Manager, Cindy Brown. She married off her daughter this past weekend. I don't know if you know her daughter, Bethany, in District County. She was a very homely thing, and I'm glad she was able to find someone. Congratulate her on that. We'll move on to committee reports. Discussions and our motions to approve, adopt, and/or table, and/or amend, and refer to an appropriate committee, whole and part, minutes during the following subcommittees discussed at committee level. We'll start with the ordinance committee.
Thank you, Your Honor, and Mr. Jones' absence, he asked that I read the motions to this committee. First of which was a motion to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance regarding the regulation and restriction of portable storage pods and cargo freight containers on commercial and residential properties, and draft language to be included referring to setbacks and screening of outdoor building materials. I'd like to place that in the form of a motion.
I got a second on that?
Second.
Alderman Bud. Discussion or comments? Roll call, please.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
The second was a motion to approve the proposed ordinance as prepared by the city attorney to include banquet halls in the Class G liquor license. That form of a motion.
Okay, need a second?
Second.
Alderman Bertle, discussion or comment? Roll call, please.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda. Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
And to continue, we continue to pay the attorney to follow this motion, which was to amend the Class E liquor license classification to include for-profit organizations, entities, or businesses, and to create a Class K liquor license classification to allow existing city liquor license holders to apply for an additional retail catered events liquor license for an additional fee of $200, and to prepare a Class K liquor license application form. That's that form of motion.
As the city attorney, you want to speak to this?
I'd like to speak to that if we could. Following the ordinance committee meeting and doing some further discussions with the mayor and some further legal research, if you'll turn to the first page of your motions, I'm going to recommend and suggest that you adopt in lieu of the one you just read and the next one. The reason for that is that in looking at this, keep in mind again, you're a non-homer municipality, which means that you can only adopt things that the state law says you can. When you look at the special event types licenses that are permitted under the Dram Shop Code, for-profit organizations are not permitted to be licensed as such. So we can't do what we've talked about at this committee. But when I was reading it, we only have a non-for-profit organizations, but yet the state statute says it can be issued for educational, fraternal, political, civic, or religious organizations in addition to non-for-profit. So I'm suggesting that we mirror what state law does and adopt that would be the motion directed to prepare such an ordinance. So if you want to take that first motion up, I think that would be the order.
Did we have a second on that motion?
No, we did not. So,
So if you could amend your motion to read what it says in the second last paragraph on the first page of the agenda.
Okay, you can amend that as the city attorney has directed. Direct the city attorney to amend the Class E liquor license classifications for special events to include educational, fraternal, political, civic, or religious organizations with not-for-profit organizations, and to prepare an application form for a Class E liquor license. That's that.
you got a second on that? Okay, second on that?
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez.
Some question.
Do I have a question, Alderman Moore?
I guess I don't fully understand why were they for a specific reason.
Well, we're making their existing special event license to conform to state law, which is what it should have been all along. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, we
It's
had
just
this
a
on
special
for a long
event.
time.
It's special.
Alderman Bertle.
So, I think I'm asking the wrong question. We're going to address the Class K in the next paragraph.
Yes.
Okay. Never mind.
Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
If I may speak to the second motion on the page. When we were talking about this, the ordinance committee, we were under the mistaken impression that you had to be an existing license holder to now go out and pay an additional couple $100 to get a caterer retailer license. When we look at the state law, that's not the case. And I guess it makes sense. I could, if I'm in the catering business, I can come and apply for, if you adopt this motion, a catering retailer license to serve liquor incident to a primary meal for a package price, prearranged contract price, like a regular caterer would do. So this, by adopting this motion and we put together an ordinance, it would not allow, for example, an existing liquor license, let's say a tavern or so forth, or what have you, to say, all I want is a Class K license for $200 instead of paying any fee, because the state statute
reason we picked 200 was because that's what the state charges. We just decided to mirror that. But that's what we've done most of it.
But just to follow up with Alderman Heatherly, it was the thought that night at the ordinance committee, because we thought you had to have already a $750 license. It would make sense that you wouldn't hit a big second. Now that we know that you can have a license without having a $750 license, you could always give some thought about raising that dollar amount. That's your call.
Or stick a number on it to where if you get past so many.
Well, here's the other thing you have to think about. I mean, at least in this case here, the one in front of us, they already have a full one and they will maintain it because they'll have their setting where they serve at the restaurant and then they cater from that as well. So this will be in addition to what they're already paying. It is possible that someone not in the business would have the proper commercial kitchen and everything else to pair all these meals in and do it, but I think that would be fairly rare. But I mean, we could, in case that would ever happen, I mean, you could run this price up so much where even our current guys.
And I'm not trying to run the price up necessarily, but I want to make sure that we're fair to our current liquor license holders that are paying substantially more than $200 a year. That's my concern.
Sure.
I would add that $200 is from what the state charges.
Right. Exactly.
Well, they've done other things wrong, though.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Alderman Walters.
I reluctantly supported that ordinance as it was presented Thursday night, knowing that they would have to have another liquor license. I personally feel we have too many liquor licenses in the city of Taylorville right now. I'm not a teetotaler, I've stated this before. Beer will go stale in my refrigerator before I drink it all. But I will not support this unless we raise that fee. That's totally not enough money. Standing by itself, $200. I cannot support that.
Alderman Moore.
I have a question. Say, like the guy that sells the barbecue sandwich down there where the old Quiznos at, could he do that?
If he was going to, if the barbecue guy was, you were going to throw a party at your house, and you hired him to come and serve all the barbecue food and so forth, and bring alcohol, set it up and serve it to your guest, as long as he charged you a package price for that, not individual, where I paid $5, $6 for a drink, charges you a package price based upon the plates, number of plates he serves for your guest. That's a caterer. So yes, that fellow should do that. This is never that kind of.
You couldn't do that.
You can do it. No, you could not do it because I'm coming up. I'm going to buy some sandwich and a beer. That's not a catered event.
I think Rocky kind of hit on the right thing. This all has to do with serving food. That's the key to this whole thing. If you're not serving food by the plate, by that price per plate, then this wouldn't apply. It could apply to, say, Krieger, since they already have a liquor license. I think they catered them. I don't know if they were not. If they decided to cater, they could add just 2 different licenses. So I don't see a problem.
And if the price for the license disturbs anyone, you could directly prepare the ordinance, not leave it blank. And you guys can decide that the next time you pick it up. The ordinance, it's up to you.
Currently, if it's one of our existing license holders, for example, they can do. They could have, if someone wanted this event, they right now have to get a special event license for $50. And these people that do this a lot, we're saying, and every time they have to do that, they have to come in. I have to write a letter to the state saying we approve it. Instead of just doing that, if they're going to do 10 of these events, instead of doing that 10 times, it was recommended to them by the state, get your town to adopt this caterers ordinance, and that time you pay the one fee and be done with it. You don't have to keep writing these letters all the time to get this done and wait for our process. And that's how they've
Bucky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
No.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Barry Budd.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
No.
Ernie Dorchenez.
No.
Bob Heatherly.
No.
Okay, so motion table fails. All right, so we got the initial, I need a motion, I guess, to accept the motion as it was read.
Need a motion read, is that what you're asking for?
Well, I think so.
Okay, I'll make a motion to direct the city attorney to create a Class K caterer's license, retailer, liquor license classification to allow the holder for an annual fee of $200 to serve alcoholic liquors for consumption on or off-site, whether the license is licensed or unlicensed, as an incidental part of food service that serves prepared meals, which excludes the serving of snacks as the primary meal, and where the alcoholic liquors are sold at a package price agreed upon under contract, and to prepare an application form for a Class K liquor license. As set in the form of the motion.
Second on that?
Second.
Alderman Bertle. Additional discussion or comments?
One.
Alderman Heatherly.
Do we need to attach and it will be reviewed in 1 year? They're all reviewable anyway, so I don't know if it needs
I mean, if there's a problem, I mean, if you guys at any point, you can put it on an agenda, we'll review it. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
No.
Barry Budd.
No.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bucky Moore.
Yes. Motion passes 5-2.
If I can speak to the next motion, which is on the second page of the agenda, you do not have a special use permit presently. I think in the past, the city's been operating with the assumption that the special event license that we just, your Class E license would cover those types of situations. But they do not for for-profit
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Sean Bertle,
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez,
Yes.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Rocky Moore,
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
We'll go on to the next motion to come out of the ordinance committee, which was a motion to approve the proposed ordinance pertaining to the addition of special uses in R1, R2, and special uses in C1 districts as prepared by the city attorney. That's that formal motion.
Okay, thank you. We've already adopted it.
You've already adopted it? Then I'll go on to the next one, which is the motion to approve the proposed ordinance pertaining to delinquent water and/or sewer bill penalties as prepared by the city attorney. Was that a motion?
Voda?
Second with comment.
Second, Alderman Dorchenez. Go ahead, your comment.
I would like to table this motion. I had planned on attending this ordinance committee meeting, but I was busy goofing off and was unable to appear. I have had a couple of pages of concerns that I wanted to bring to the table on that evening, but was unable to because I couldn't come to the meeting. I talked to Chairman Jones today about this, and then I also talked to the mayor. And I would suggest, I would like to table this to either bring it back to the ordinance committee or the water committee meeting. I would prefer it went to the water committee, simply because of the fact that Superintendent Spiegel and Treasurer Nation would be there at that meeting, and I would like them to be present when this discussion occurs. So I would make a motion to table this motion.
Get a second on that? Alderman Bertle. Roll call, please.
Sean,
Can I speak to that?
Are you legally allowed to? Go ahead.
And I think what Alderman Dorchenez, it was brought to my attention that you had a concern about filing liens for delinquent water and sewer bills. And that's never been done in the past by the city. And when the mayor and I spoke about that, the law allows you to do so, but the way I've changed this is to change the word shall to may, which means it's discretionary. So it's probably a good idea to leave it on the books, knowing that you haven't exercised in the past, but if you ever wanted to, you have that right to exercise and put your liens on it. It also changes on the last paragraph. It always said that the property shall be sold. It changed down to may. And it also says the city attorney is supposed to do this. And I changed it to say only upon direction of the mayor. So if it's going from a mandatory remedy to a discretionary remedy, that you folks will decide on a case-by-case basis. That's why I suggest we kept it in there. The other part about the bills, talking with the city clerk, is that we're only talking about final bills here that are delinquent over 90 days. The request was made to me that for those types of bills, once they give people their 30-day notice of 3 different times, and if you decide that a bill is over 90 days and the treasurer decides to ship it on to your collection agency, all this ordinance change is allow that cost that the collection agency is going to charge you to be added to that delinquent bill. That's all this is going to do. If that'll help you.
And I agree, and I understand what you just said prior to this meeting tonight. And I have some additional things. For example, when we talk about I didn't want to get into this because we're going to delay this.
We can't really do it, right?
No,
You're not supposed to have one.
I'm just trying to help you with the motion. If you want to go forward, so take it.
Roll call, please.
Sean Bertle,
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez,
Yes.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Rocky Moore,
Yes.
Martin Voda,
Yes.
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0, and that item is tabled for tonight.
If I may, can I make a comment at this time?
Yes.
Maybe we'll stay, maybe we'll not dismiss Jones's take on your request to table if you have anything you say to this.
I wasn't trying to convince him of what to do, and he said, well, if you can get a second.
That's what I mean.
That's all he said.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Moving on.
Back to me, you guys. Okay, we'll go to the next motion. Was a motion to
Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Mark Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, another motion was the motion to authorize city attorney to revise the Managel real estate installment contract in accordance with the recommendations of the city attorney. Please stand by the motion.
Second on that?
Second.
Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comment?
Question.
ahead.
It was revised and given to Mr. Spiegel. I want to ask Madam Clerk, has that been brought back?
No, we've not received the signed.
So we can
Agreement.
adopt tonight as the ordinance, a resolution allowing that contract to be signed by the mayor after the manager signs.
Understood. Any other questions? Alderman.
You mentioned, Mr. City Attorney, resolution, it's an ordinance that we have.
I'm sorry, you want to right. Okay. Thank you for correcting me.
Anyone else?
We had to do this publicly, didn't we?
Roll call, please.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, you have to go back to the ordinance then and vote on that also this time?
Yes.
Okay, so we will, make the motion to accept the ordinance. I've got a couple of them. Authorizing the execution of real estate installment contract, provide water service to a portion of Management property, acquire a separate portion of Management property, some of that. Yes.
That is it? All right, so make that a form of a motion. Need a second? Alderman Bud. Questions?
It's a little confusing, Your Honor, for me. You're kind of confused on the two motions compared to the one of the ordinance. That's where I am too. We have an ordinance that amends the section 8411, 8511, annexation requirements of the city water and or sewer.
That's on the previous.
Correct. And then the next one was to include the Summit Avenue property, which I believe is in the next final motion that we have the ordinance committee, which we have not made that motion.
Yeah.
So would you put it with the voting on what we just,
Yes, because the contract, the ordinance that you just adopted,
yes.
only relates to the McMahon General Real Estate contract. When the title work was done, it would be found out that the manager only owned the south half of that parcel of real estate the city had acquired. It was discovered by the title company that the Capera owned the north half. That's the next motion. And that contract's not prepared because they wanted to have the property surveyed and at the city's cost. And that's what they're approving, to directly prepare that contract. So we're okay.
So that's where we're on now?
Yes.
I think the Summit Avenue is up there,
Right.
at the end of that.
Summit Avenue, Katera property.
No, we did vote on the ordinance. Is that correct?
I don't think we did.
Voted on the motion on the ordinance.
Yeah, it was on the motion. Yeah. The first one was on the motion, and that's when he stated that after we get the McMahon to sign it.
And then come back and do this motion.
We can do.
Yes, sir.
So we will vote on the ordinance authorizing the execution of the real estate installment contract to provide water service to a portion of Management property and acquire a separate portion of Management property, which is some of that. That's correct.
Well, it's the south half. You have two water lines there now, so we're just trying
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Motion passes 7-0.
Now, Mr. Voter, the motion to declare the contract for the Ventura property, which is something that we signed.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read that motion to direct the city attorney to prepare a contract for acquisition of a portion of 226 Summit Avenue that are on the Ventura property, and with the city to pay for the cost of surveying the property. That's that motion, we just real wrong.
Second by Alderman Bertle.
And where's that property at again?
226.
Oh, wait a minute.
Discussion or comments? Roll call.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Motion
I meant
passes.
serious comments.
Yeah, serious comments. 7-0. I
Don't
believe
still
we
be
can
down.
now move on to the finance committee.
I say something stupid like that.
Coming out of finance was a motion to contribute $5,000 for the pension and senior citizens as included in the FY 2015-2016. Take it in form of motion.
Second. Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comments? Alderman Dorchenez.
Do I have to abstain because of my age?
I think you're okay. Legally, I think you're okay.
I think you all have.
Roll call, please.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
The next motion was to approve Cynic Energy to continue serving as the City of Taylorville's exclusive consultant for its electric aggregation program and to allow the mayor to sign any and all documents pertaining to the consulting service agreement extension. Take that form of motion.
Second by Alderman Bertle.
May I speak to that? I've asked Alderman Bud to amend that motion to adopt resolution that was presented at the ordinance committee meeting. That adopts that new agreement. So we just inadvertently do a motion on the agenda, showing resolution, and the folks to my right are okay with it.
And Alderman Bertle is his second. Okay. Alderman Walters and then
Well, I want to thank whoever put that on there and satisfied my question. Subject to the provisions of Section 3, term and termination of any rule.
You're quite welcome.
Alderman Voda. Yes.
That's exactly where I was going to go, make sure we get covered the concerns from Mr. Walters. Thank you.
All right. Roll call, please.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
The next one was a motion to retain First Midstate Investment Bankers of Bloomington for $3 million for the alternative revenue bonds for funding of the 30-inch northeast sewer line. I might make that in form of motion or comment.
I'll second that.
Second by Alderman Walters. Go ahead with the comment, Alderman Bud.
I would also like to start out thanking Mr. Lawrence for starting this approximately 6 years ago for this sewer line. The sewer line has been needed for a long time. Up there, it will also help Ward 1 with the serious issues that we're having in Guam and Esther. It will also give us the possibility of future development out on the northeast side of Taylorville, which could mean subdivisions or even some industrial stuff with the railroad. That it will help provide the possibility for future development. Also, I'd like to thank all the committee for their time that we spent going through this and having meetings and getting two different bonders come in, our companies come in and get this. And I think this is a win-win for everyone. Thank you.
Anything else? Alderman Bertle.
I'd like to actually thank Mr. Bud, because I think that this is one of those things that got talked about several dozen times over the course of the last probably 5 or 6 years, and for whatever reason, there seemed to be some kind of stumbling block to keep us from getting as far as they started. And I think Mr. Bud's foot was kind of held to the fire there for a while by a couple of us, that they wanted certain items done at certain times, and I think he did a pretty good job getting that done. That's all I'm saying.
All right, any other comments? Roll call, please.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Finally, we have a motion to approve and ratify payment of bills in the amount of $166,118.01.
Make that form of motion or comment.
Bud. Second by Alderman Bertle. Go ahead with the comment, Alderman Bud.
Okay. Electric for all departments, $14,254.83. Telephone for all departments, $1,396.16. $2,380.35. Unique temporary help, $2,778.76. KMRM for pollution and the commercial, which is the first payment of $4, $19,394. DIGR, ACE, Urban, and Ron's for miscellaneous, $3,863.30. Illinois Department of Revenue for sales tax on fuel, $1,646. Illinois EPA for permits, $1,000. The senior citizen for the 2015-16 contribution, $5,000. Optimist Club for fireworks, $3,000. Meyer Austin Motor for ordinance violations and prepare ordinances, $2,954. Donna and Jockey Broadus for real estate taxes, $1,193.14. Lewis Marsh, $24,334.84. Computer Tech, $1,703.25. Larry Service Center for miscellaneous, $3,292.59. Jenner Ag for miscellaneous, $1,017.05. Police Department, Lexington Maintenance Agreement, $6,850. Street Department, Blueville Garage for maintenance and repairs, $1,293.64. Mugabug for mosquito spray, $3,940. Hangar Limestone, $9,220.88. Water Department Chemicals, $10,897.78. Midwest Meter for supplies, $3,369. Sewer Department, Monica Grant, half of the sewer repair, $1,237.50. Gary and Minnie Dunkirk, half of the sewer repair, $1,125. Lake Department, Route 29 Customs, miscellaneous, $1,621.39. Whitlow Septic, $1,755, and these total to $144,667.36.
Thank you. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Rocky Moore.
Yes.
Martin Voda. Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Rodney Dorchenez.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, for subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120.